What's up, everybody? It's Check Yourself here. Before we get into the gameplay and everything else I'd like to talk about in this video, I just want to play this very quick audio clip from a guy on my team.
How many more actually y'all doing?
We're gold, dude! Oh my god. Alright, we gotta win this game.
So as you can tell, the team's pretty happy that we got gold. I had ran 2 games up to this point with this team. These guys are just some friends of mine, some IRLs. They're friends with my cousin, actually, and we've been running recently. But they're casual players, and there's nothing wrong with being a casual player. Fortunately enough, I've had opportunities to play with people who take every game serious, park, rec, pro-am, and then you play with guys like this. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody plays differently, and these guys just play more for fun. Not everything's is stressed out. As you could tell, a real comp pro-am team would probably not be too excited about making amateur gold. That's probably something they accomplish pretty quickly. But again, everybody's different, and there's nothing wrong with it. So looking at this game right off the bat,
Gotta win.
we got to win. So I didn't figure it would be much of a game. They were 0-0, 0-0. But as the game progressed, I could kind of tell a little bit that they were a remake. Just to pause real quick, I'm not going to go into the lineups too much. Play shot, pure sharp. Snipers on. I believe this is a defensive shooting build. He's also the Durantula, and Hunter, our big man, Nola Pride. His build, unfortunately, isn't all the way done yet. He didn't make it that long ago, and he's still working on some finishing badges. The main issue we had with the game is dual purpose. Actually, as a rebounding wing that he has, that would have been much better this game to have instead of another pure sharp, because as the game went on, we were a little undersized, and we definitely had to try and find a way to to play a little scrappy, get some additional rebounds. Just to pause the lineup real quick for them. It's a pretty standard lineup. I don't think there's really anything real special about their lineup. All of them can basically shoot outside of maybe one or two. So offensively for us, because we're casual, just real quick before I get into that, my guy is AFK here. Let the team know. They get the ball to me in the corner, quick green. So offensively for the other team, the whole game, they just ran a pick and roll. They did run it, they ran it pretty high up, and I think I talk about it later in the video, but after watching the gameplay, I really shouldn't have been playing as high, because defensively we play a 2-3, and there's no reason for me playing a 2-3 to pick up somebody that high. As it turns out, the point guard could shoot a little bit, but his main thing was he wanted to drive into the paint to try and create a numbers mismatch down low, especially with them having size. And it worked for him, because I was a really bad pass. It worked for them because we didn't have a lot of size down low, as I talked about earlier. So anytime they got the ball down low, it was kind of a problem. Plus, I was so worried about trying to get back on offense, maybe to see if I could get a fast break three, that I really should have been following my point guard into the paint to help out as much as I could. But I didn't. I guess I was just so worried about getting back, for a quick bucket, that was about it. So one other thing I did want to talk about it before we get into more editing, that this is a dry run. This will be my first video on the channel, and I'm kind of using it as a way to get familiar with editing and all that stuff associated with YouTube making. This video is from a live stream. I've been live streaming on my PlayStation. I'll leave the link down below, and I'll get more into that at the end of the video about plans and stuff. But just a little glimpse. This will probably be what my channel is like for the most part. Not too sure what 2K20 will look like for the rest of the year, but if everything goes to plan, I should be playing again. Hopefully, if we play good and everything next year, but I should be playing in some comp pro am leagues next year. Hopefully, I have a point guard I've been playing with last couple of years. He's a really good point guard. He just didn't like the game that much this year, so he just kind of took most of the year off. But he hit me back up and we've been talking about everything NBA and stuff, and he is getting back into 2K21. So if I don't post a lot of content for the rest of this year, definitely look forward to next year. Once we get into some pro-am leagues and stuff, the content will always be there. It was just a really good defensive possession here, and like I said, their point guard could shoot. He was actually the 3 or 4 shots that he took from three, he greened. But for whatever reason, he like I said earlier, he was just a big driving guy. And I think in a lot of ways that helped us out because even though we were a little bit small, I'd rather give up a 2 than a 3, especially as the way the game pans out. Right there, I did hit a white. Fortunately enough for me, it was my only white of the game. And as the game progresses, again, I don't want to spoil too much, but I do think that was really bad defense right there by me. Again, just real quick as a little side tangent before I get back to shooting. I do, I am a pure sharp, so defensively, I'm not going to be as great as somebody that's a two-way, but I do really take pride in my defense. I think I might get a steal here. No, it's maybe next possession, but I do get one steal eventually. I kicked out to a white here. They made it. I think this possession I'll come down and hit a 3, and then we'll kind of get into some cut up footage. If anybody did want to watch this entire game, because it was a pretty close game the whole way through, I can post the whole gameplay, but for my first video, I really wanted to condense it down to about 20-25 minutes. And it might even be longer than that, but I just didn't want like a 40-minute gameplay for the whole way for my first video. So I'll let this run real quick because I do think I hit an inbounds 3 here, and then we'll get into some cuts and stuff. Right here, I think I hit one. Yep. Just real quick, 2 things before I get into the rest of this video. One thing is to go on with the white I make. I do make a decent amount of shots this game, and that was my only white. So stick around for that. And the second thing is this isn't my team arena. I've only played 3 games with these guys. There's 2 things, one on the wall, one on the floor, that might offend one or two of y'all. Hopefully you don't take it personally. They're just kind of trolls. But just in case you do see it, it wasn't mine. And again, I just hope you don't take it too seriously and too personally. They're kind of trolls when it comes to that. So I think first quarter is about to be over. This is kind of where the off-ball screen for me starts becoming a thing that we're going to lean on kind of throughout the game. And they make an adjustment to it as the game progresses, and we kind of thinking about slipping it or whatever. And again, I'll cover that when we get there. But you can kind of see I'm kind of just going back and forth. But hey, I get open, quick green, great pass. Just wanted to talk about, like I said, how my build is a little handicapped when it comes to defense. This is right after I hit my third 3 of the game. I felt like the entire game, I really should have had more steals. But again, a little handicap, not having that many defensive badges. But this was just a really good defensive play by me. It was the one time I do get rewarded for reach. He had the ball right in my eyes. I'm not too sure how I lose the ball here. He's nowhere near me. He never turned around. But as it actually pans out, it works out anyway. We still get a great pass by the Durantula for that easy corner 3. Green. This is a defensive possession. This is coming right out of the first quarter break. Beginning second quarter, we're now up by 5. They get the ball. And again, I just wanted to highlight kind of what they were doing offensively. And this possession, I do have a problem with, just off the fact that, and as you'll see as I play the clip, if I shoot a 3 from anywhere, corner, hash, top of the key, and I very early or very late it, right? Very early, very late, it's probably going to be an air ball. Probably. I think that same logic should apply to a mid-range or a layup. I think what they should do, just my opinion, my suggestion, for 2K21 for layups, right? That should be the easiest shot in the game. Why is it that a wide open layup has a tiny green window? How many times have you seen guys green a wide open layup, unless it's AI? I think what they should do is they should find a way to balance the green window with the shot contest. And doing that, if you make it very early or very late, it should never go in. As you can see in this, again, I feel like I'm playing decent defense. I feel like I could have got the steal there, whatever. Wants to get into the paint. I bump him. He gets by me. Not sure what they're really doing here. He gets this just unbelievable fade. Look, very late, 25% covered. I just don't feel like a very late, again, anywhere, regardless of it being a layup or not. I just don't feel like a layup anywhere should ever go in with any kind of consistency. This is right after the possession of that very late layup. One thing that I've kind of progressed on, I think, as a player this year is finding a way to not just be a straight up catch and shoot shooter. In 18 and 19, I had a little floater game. Yeah, if somebody would close out on me, some of the times I could get around, and there was problems with like bump steals, but I could consistently get around you and go in for the floater. That was kind of my move because I couldn't really do anything else. One thing I've tried this year is finding a way. I will never be a dribble god. That's not who I am. I like to shoot. But I do agree that I do need some kind of way of helping a little bit more offensively than just straight up being a catch and shoot shooter. You can kind of see as this possession plays out, again, we don't really do anything specifically, great off ball, but boom. That little quick move is a move that I've been really doing a lot this year. I just find that it's such a quick way to stop and be able to get my shot off. And sure, it might be a little cheesy, but as in this clip, he kind of overruns me. I think it's just one of these situations where a lot of times as a defensive player, you kind of get like stuck in the mud, would be the best way to describe it, where the offensive player is kind of just able to spring right away. So I think that's kind of why this move is so good. So he's closing out, obviously, and I might have been able to pull it here with some kind of contest. My center here, I mean, this is just a unbelievable screen. A lot of IQ here. It just totally seals him off from me. I mean, there's no chance he gets a contest. And boom, popped a little behind the back. Green. Next possession. I'm going to let this clip run a little bit because it was a great defensive possession that led into an offensive possession. Guy wants to get into the paint. They did this the whole game. They were running a really high pick and roll. So again, runs into the paint. Now we do play great defense. There's a great passing lane steal there by Duel. Run up the court. I'm open here, and I am calling out. I'm open. It's just didn't get the ball, whatever. Keep playing. I did get the ball. Probably could have lost the ball there, but boom. Again, just that little quick, great screen again by my big man. I probably should have lost the ball right there, being a pure sharp, but he gets caught on the screen. Quick green. Next possession. Coming out of a timeout now. This was a possession that I really thought kind of sealed the game. Up by 9 right now. 3:44 left in the second. Figured after this bucket that it was kind of game. But this team actually made a really nice comeback. I do think, though, that unfortunately we kind of sold too. But again, it's just a little quick fall away green right there. Up by 11. Kind of figured that was the game right there. Just wanted to highlight a little bit of my struggles on defense. I've been playing this game a lot. Not a lot, but I have been playing a lot recently, trying to get back into the swing of things, really, regardless of who I'm running with. But I've definitely had people, as you can see right here in this corner. We missed a shot. They were on the break, so we kind of just had to pick up. We were running a 2-3 zone the whole game, but again, on a break, sometimes you just can't set it up. This guy pulls this right here, and I just want you to look. Sure, I'm not all over his face, but I'm pretty close. And I know that I've shot a lot of balls with somebody same distance I am away from me, if not a little bit further. And watch this contest that I get on this guy. 21%. I know for a fact I've shot balls a lot with a lot more space from my defender and have a much higher percentage just strictly because they have two-way in their name. It's halftime now. As you could see in a couple clips back, we had, I think it was like an 11-point lead. But the last, I'd say, 2.5, 3 minutes was pretty bad. I had a couple turnovers. We missed a couple wide open shots. So they not only closed the gap, but they ended up taking a 3-point lead going into the fourth quarter or third quarter. As I'm rewatching this gameplay a little bit, I could tell that one thing that I would definitely go back in and say that I did wrong was there was no reason for me to play as high as I did. Like I said, we were in a 2-3 zone. There's no reason for me to be picking up at this point. Like, there's just no reason. So one thing that they did, this is obviously coming right out of the half. I don't know why, but they decided that they were going to isolate the big and the point guard. And in doing that, Durantula and I we talked about it after seeing this. We were just going to play sides. Because there's nobody down here in the corner, and there's nobody up, there's just play sides, 2-on-2. But like I said, the entire game, I mean, he was just kind of a problem getting into the paint. Even if I bumped him, it didn't really matter here. I mean, obviously right there I got hit by a screen twice, and then he got in. But fortunately, I was able to, I wouldn't say bait him, but it was just a pretty decent passing lane steal. Play that one more time. Boink. This is following that steal that I had in the third quarter. Not exactly sure what their plan was here. Obviously, I still have the ball, and I mean nobody came to pick me up, so it's just a quick green. Next possession. This clip just really shows kind of our battle the whole game with being a little undersized, and then maybe not catching a break or two here or there. Bad shot. Fortunately, get an offensive rebound. Kick out. Another white miss. Offensive rebound. Kick out there. I almost got the steal. I really should have had a steal there. He gets a bailout pass down the middle to a cutting big man that gets a really nice dunk animation. Just kind of an unfortunate possession for us.
Oh my God.
Game one.
One of those off-ball possessions I was talking about. Minute 35 left, down by 1. Go one way, come back the other. Great pin down. Big almost decides that he's going to come out. Again, I think if we were playing a much better team, some of the higher level teams, the center probably would have been playing higher to begin with and made sure I didn't just get an open look. And he did kind of come out here. He kind of got a bad animation, I guess. And again, back to that little behind the back move. It's just so good. It's so quick and so good. Boom, he doesn't really come out. Quick green. Next possession. This behind the back move, I swear by it. It's just so deadly. It's so quick. Right at a minute left in the third, 46-46. Third quarter, if I remember, wasn't great. But again, it's just a little behind the back move. It's just so good. Quick green. Next possession. Great ball movement right here on this play by Duel to get to the Durantula, and you just can't leave Durant open from the corner. He's a deadly shooter right there. Great pass, great extra pass, great look. Green, next possession. In the fourth quarter, to go on to what I was saying earlier about maybe slipping, right here you can see what I mean by slipping. So they decide that they're not going to let me just get open from an off ball. So the center comes over to help. Now, if you watch this enough, there's times probably where the center could slip through, but with just all the other, traffic in the area, we end up not ever using it. I think we might have went to it once, but we probably should have went to it more than once. Fourth quarter, just kind of like the third and other points, was kind of rough. They were kind of shutting me down, and we couldn't get a whole lot else going. But this was my last 3 of the game, and they did a much better job. Right here, I get it, we run the off ball, but you can see here, he got hit and he was coming over, but the center, like I had talked about in one of the previous clips about how he was starting to help out more in the screens, you can tell he's much more committed this time to denying the 3. Fortunately enough, though, for me, this move behind the back, it's just so quick, and you combine that with 98 with Hall of Fame quick draw, and you're capable of getting a shot like this off. again, he was there 39%. Probably should have been a little bit more than 39%. 39% just to let it kind of play out full speed without pausing. Boop. He was there. I just kind of got a little lucky that it wasn't a little bit more, but Deadeye actually popped up. But that was my last 3, and it was definitely, I would consider it being a big 3 late in the game. Right here, we actually, big point of the game, up by 2 minutes 25 left in the 4th. Right here is when we did that one time, we did indeed run the slip. It was just a great play all around. It's a great slip by Hunter right down the middle. That was a big basket too for us as the game panned out. End of the game right here. 68-67, down by 1, 42 seconds left. Need something. They're locking me up. We kind of get lucky right there. A little bit of a bailout that they didn't just steal it, and then we get it, get another shot. Passing in the corner, nothing there. Made another risky pass. This is a decent look. Thankfully, big rebound, big green. Go up by 2. 31 seconds left. We get a nice big stop right there. So now at this point, it's just basically a formality. You never know what could happen. But up by 1, they have to foul. I get sent to the line. White that one, but I still get 100%. I green the next one. I'll go back just so you can see it right there. Green. And they come down. Not too sure really what their plan was. I'd imagine it was just to try and get this guy a look. It's got to be. Nothing there, nothing there. Team's doing a great job of denying threes. Or at least an easy look. They get some kind of, 7%. But all around, it's a great game. I really enjoy playing with these guys. It's different playing with people who are, like very sweaty when it comes to 2K. Everything has to be very serious. First guys who are really just playing to have fun. And it's nice to be able to kind of to mix and match it, balance it out. Just to give you guys a little bit of a little bit of a rundown of the 4th quarter, last 2.5, 3 minutes of the 4th. I couldn't do anything. They are just shutting me down. Nothing was really getting open. But, we still made it through. Team really came through there at the end and throughout the whole 4th quarter. So I do stream on PlayStation right now, basically every night for the most part. This video was taken from a recorded stream, so it's just 720p regular standard. Depending on how things go with streaming and YouTube and everything, I would eventually like to get an Elgato and set up, better quality, upgrade the stream and filming and editing, as time goes on. But again, we'll see how it goes. I really just enjoy playing 2K, and I'm really looking forward next year to getting into more competitive 2K games and hopefully leagues. In case I didn't say this already, I will be leaving my Twitch down in the link below. And if you stayed around this long, I have a little clip right at the end from a rec game right after. Seconds.
I'm up, bud.
Oh, that's
Game.
it.
Let's go. Let's go.